help you?
Yes, we'd like some wedding invitations.
Oh, well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Seinfeld defined 90s television, blending quirky humor with a gritty slice-of-life charm. Yet, hidden behind the laughs, some facts still raise eyebrows decades later. Count down with us as we reveal the most unexpected truths from TV's favorite show about nothing. Number 1. Larry David voiced George Steinbrenner entirely. Today we revisit one of Seinfeld's sneakiest secrets. Whenever George Costanza's beleaguered Yankees boss barked frenetic orders or rambled in circles, that hilarious voice was not the real George Steinbrenner. Behind that fast-talking, unseen figure, always shot from behind or cut off at the neck, was Larry David, Seinfeld's co-creator, hamming it up in the recording studio. Because the real Steinbrenner never agreed to step into the sitcom spotlight, producers got crafty. Actor Lee Baer donned the boss's suit and signature sweep of gray hair, but it was Larry's over-the-top bluster, rapid-fire lines, and unmistakable tone that brought the character to life across dozens of episodes in the 1990s. Fans never glimpsed the real Yankees owner, but Larry's wild energy, part parody, part inside joke, became comedy gold. Just close your eyes, hear that anxious ramble, and you know you're in Seinfeld's New York. Next, the trivia gets even wilder. Number 2. The finale nearly used a completely different ending. Picture this. Instead of the familiar courtroom chaos, imagine Jerry, Elaine, George, and Kramer living under new names, hiding out in suburbia within a shadowy witness protection program. Early drafts for the Seinfeld finale in 1998 toyed with bizarre and unsettling twists, far different from the courtroom of life we all saw. Writers considered pulling the plug on the sitcom's universe in a way no one expected, but a wave of test screenings and nervous executives put the brakes on those ideas. They feared that fans who'd spent 9 years laughing at 4 lovable neurotics couldn't stomach a Twilight Zone finish. Ultimately, they went with a trial, putting everything the gang ever did on the stand. The world watched, divided. Some were delighted, others frustrated. Even now, that last hour is dissected by diehards and critics alike. The result? Seinfeld's finale is etched into TV lore, a reminder that sometimes what almost happened is as fascinating as what made it to air. Next, the show's everyday details get even stranger. Number 3. The show's apartment numbers changed at random. You probably thought Seinfeld's world was as concrete as New York City itself, but take a closer look and you'll spot the cracks. Kramer's apartment famously switched between numbers 5A and 5B throughout the show's long run, while Jerry's door displayed everything from 411 to 3A, often in the same set of episodes. It wasn't just a one-time goof. Swapping numbers happened for practical reasons, lighting setups, camera angles, and set changes needed for different scenes. With the series beginning in 1989 on NBC, these fleeting details became inside jokes for sharp-eyed fans. Debates still rage online. Some folks swear Jerry's real address is 129 West 81st Street, apartment 5A, but others point to those mysterious door numbers as proof that nothing in sitcom land is ever truly fixed. Next time you're rewatching Seinfeld, look for those number swaps. They're a tiny reminder that TV magic is always just a little bit imperfect. As we move on, get ready to uncover another oddity from the Seinfeld universe. Number 4. George's fiancé was killed for convenience. Few TV moments from the 90s feel as sharply twisted as Susan's sudden demise on Seinfeld. In Season 7, George's fiancée Susan, played by Heidi Swedberg, dies after licking toxic wedding invitation envelopes. On the surface, it was classic dark Seinfeld comedy. But behind the scenes, this left turn was rooted in reality. The writers admitted they simply weren't interested in stretching out George's wedding plot. And Jason Alexander, who played George, later explained he struggled to spark chemistry with Swedberg on set. Instead of writing her out quietly, the creative team leaned right into absurdity. Susan's odd, offbeat exit became a signature move, proof that Seinfeld, which premiered in 1989, never cared for sitcom rules. The episode stunned audiences, cementing Seinfeld's reputation for rewriting the television playbook. Suddenly, no one was safe from the show's biting wit. As the laughter settled, viewers were left wondering just how far Seinfeld would go to surprise them next. Number 5. The cast was paid in pretzels for one scene. Crunchy, salty, and totally unscripted. During filming for the alternate side in Seinfeld's third season, the cast was handed real pretzels as a lighthearted break from the grind. It was late 1991, and the infamous George line, "These pretzels are making me thirsty," birthed not just a running gag, but a behind-the-scenes tradition. The team tossed pretzels across the set between takes, transforming Jerry's apartment from a meticulous soundstage to a temporary snack haven. Normally, food props sat out of reach, unless a scene called for chomping down. But that day, laughter and crumbs filled the air, shattering protocol and creating an inside joke that lasted long after the director called cut. For a show rewriting rules on sitcoms, even the snacks made TV history. A salty, silly moment fueling the humor that kept Seinfeld fresh. Those pretzels weren't just a punchline, they were a symbol of how a simple thing could bond a cast for years. Now, imagine what other offbeat secrets kept the Seinfeld crew rolling through its legendary run. Let's pause for a second. Did you ever quote Seinfeld lines with your friends? Or do you remember a snack tied to your favorite show? Drop your favorite Seinfeld moment or comfort food in the comments below. We want to hear your stories. Number 6. The Chinese restaurant episode almost never aired. The smell of sizzling egg rolls, the clinking of cheap porcelain teacups, Seinfeld's Chinese restaurant episode captured a scene most of us had experienced, and NBC almost pulled the plug. When Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David submitted this script for Season 2 in 1991, executives panicked. The entire episode took place inside one waiting area. No big set changes, no wild action, just three friends desperately trying to get seated for dinner. NBC called it too experimental. They worried viewers would get bored watching Jerry, George, and Elaine do nothing at all for 22 minutes. But Jerry and Larry stood their ground, insisting that everyday awkwardness was the heart of Seinfeld. When the episode aired, fans instantly connected. Viewers loved the dry humor, the mounting frustration, and the universal agony of waiting on a reservation that never seems to come. What TV dared to make nothing into such compulsive viewing? This bottle episode set the tone for future sitcoms. Ordinary moments, extraordinary laughs. Sometimes less truly is more. And just like that, the doors to comedy's next act creaked open. Number 7. The soup Nazi hated his fame. Steam rising from a bowl, a pointed finger, and the unforgettable cry of, "No soup for you!" This line tore through households everywhere in the fall of 1995, all thanks to Yevkasem in Seinfeld's 7th season episode, The Soup Nazi. Fans lined up in New York at the real-life inspiration Al Yeganey's soup shop. But while the episode made Larry Thomas's portrayal instantly iconic, it spelled frustration for Yeganey. He rejected the term soup Nazi, even barring Seinfeld fans who mentioned it inside his shop on West 55th Street. His strict rules matched the show, but the relentless attention chipped at his patience, a clear clash between television meets reality. The episode immortalized him, but Yeganey never wanted the fame. No sitcom tribute could soup up the challenges of daily life in a city kitchen. Yet to millions, just hearing "the soup Nazi" still brings a smile and a craving for a perfect piping hot cup. Sometimes a catchphrase is all it takes to change pop culture and real life forever. Number 8. Elaine was added after the pilot. Imagine Seinfeld without Elaine Banas. Hard to picture, right? But when the pilot aired in 1989, there was no hint of Julia Louis-Dreyfus or her legendary dance moves. NBC executives saw the gap and insisted on a sharp, witty female lead if the show was to earn a real shot. So producers scrambled behind the scenes, crafting Elaine with inspiration drawn directly from Larry David's real-life former girlfriend. The show quickly transformed. Julia Louis-Dreyfus joined in episode 2, and her bold wit, unapologetic honesty, and wonderfully specific quirks sent ripples through the sitcom world. She became the perfect foil to Jerry, weaving herself into the group as if she'd always been on Monk's Cafe's orange vinyl seats. Overnight, viewers found themselves laughing at scenes only Elaine could deliver, and the chemistry between the cast hit a whole new stride. That missing piece made Seinfeld iconic, and proved that sometimes a last-minute addition becomes the heart of the whole enterprise. Next up, let's see what else Seinfeld was hiding in plain sight. Number 9. Kramer was based on a real neighbor. That iconic burst through Jerry's door, the wild hair that looked like it defied gravity, the outlandish ideas. Cosmo Kramer was never made up from thin air. He was inspired directly by Kenny Kramer, the real-life neighbor of Larry David. Larry's stories about Kenny's over-the-top schemes and eccentric lifestyle shaped one of sitcom television's most unforgettable characters. NBC in those early days of 1989 was actually nervous about legal headaches. When they shot the pilot, Kramer was called Kessler instead, just to play it safe. But Larry David held his ground, insisting the awkward genius of the real Kramer was too perfect to change. His gambit paid off. Kramer slid, stumbled, and sashayed into pop culture history. Every time you watched Kramer raid Jerry's fridge or chase bizarre get-rich-quick dreams, you were seeing real-life myth turned into comedy gold. The wildest characters, it seems, are sometimes only a hallway away. Next up, let's see what other jaw-dropping truths were lurking behind Seinfeld's curtain. Number 10. The original script featured Jerry with a dog. A little-known secret from Seinfeld's earliest days, the main character almost had a four-legged co-star. In the original script for the 1989 pilot, Jerry was meant to be the proud owner of a small, dramatic dog. Picture it, a yapping pup in that Upper West Side apartment, mingling with Kramer and Elaine, maybe swiping bites of cereal or getting tangled in Newman's mailbag. But behind the scenes, creators Larry David and Jerry Seinfeld realized something. Having a sitcom pet had become a cliché, threatening to pull the show into the realm of the ordinary. Instead, they scrapped the dog before cameras started rolling, worried it would upend the slightly surreal universe they were building. The result? No leash on the coat rack, no dog bowl by the fridge, just the freedom for Jerry and his friends to carry on in their famously peculiar rhythm. Sometimes what you never see is what keeps the magic alive. As Seinfeld's world moved forward, every choice like this helped make it unforgettable.